Our eyes turn globally to a story developing now this Labor Day morning where the line between hawk and dove becomes increasingly blurred. President Obama is now inviting former political foe John McCain to the White House to talk about Syria. He is hoping that Senator McCain, a foreign policy hawk, will help sell the idea of U.S. military intervention in Syria. This weekend, as you might have heard, President Obama announced he is seeking Congress's approval for military strikes against the regime of Bashar al-Assad.
Those samples of hair and blood have been tested, and they have reported positive for signatures of sarin.
We know that chemical weapons have been used in other instances, and we did not take military action.
Syria's president, Bashar al-Assad's government, is accused of being behind the attack of using that sarin gas in the suburbs of Damascus, the capital. That killed 1,429 people, more than 400 of them children. In the U.S., legislators are split on whether they want military action in Syria. Stick around, we'll have more on this coming up in about a half hour. Well, happening now at 5:02 in the Hemas Wilderness, the search for a missing firefighter, Token Adams, now heads into its fourth day. The Hemas Ranger District firefighter never reported to a pre-planned meeting point on Friday afternoon.
Time is of the essence. We're putting as many resources and many individuals out on forest properties.
We were told Token Adams was on an ATV responding to a fire that lightning started in the Santa Fe National Forest just southeast of Fenton Lake when he never met up with his crew. Now, rescue crews say the last known contact they had with Mr. Adams was a phone call he made to his wife Friday about 1 o'clock. Searchers are now using detailed maps covering roughly 25 square miles of land, much of which is quite rugged terrain with many winding roads. Firefighters say they never heard a call for help from Adams. So far, the ATV he was on has not turned up. About 75 people are on the ground searching for Adams. State police are using one of their helicopters with an infrared camera to help search the terrain. Rescue crews say when Adams called his wife, he did not sound like he was in trouble. Officials say Adams has survival gear with him, food and water, and he is quite familiar with the area. They are staying hopeful that they will find him and he'll be safe, but there has been no signal from him or his cell phone or radio. Again, that was since Friday. Well, you know, New Mexico's drought has made it a tough summer for Elephant Butte and for a lot of lakes in the state, but with more water in the reservoir, thanks to all the rain we had last month, the park is hoping for a big Labor Day weekend, of course. This weekend is one of the biggest for Elephant Butte, usually attracting 50,000 to 60,000 people. Park managers are still calculating the numbers, but some there already say the crowds are definitely smaller this holiday, continuing a downward trend that unfortunately they've seen all year long. Folks at Marina del Sur are still keeping a positive outlook, though, saying the next 2 months are some of the best times to go visit the lake.
September and October, the lake is still. The water is warm and the air is a little cooler, so we see a lot more of the people that come on the weekends.
Park officials say the Butte has about 7 to 8 feet more of water than it did back on the 4th of July. We told you that back on Friday because the dam has been shut down for the season, plus all of the rain. All right, 5:04. Remember we told you about Amelie Dorn, the woman who planned to set up shop at this year's balloon Fiesta, then disappeared supposedly with thousands of dollars that artists paid for booth rentals. Well, nobody has seen Dorn or been able to reach her for weeks.
This is very unlike her. I've never seen her do anybody wrong.
Okay, that is Bambi Cordova. She and Dorn opened Galleria in Old Town, but that had to close in April because of, financial trouble. Vendors have been contacting Cordova and Balloon Fiesta saying they can't reach Ms. Dorn. Cordova says she heard from Dorn once. Well, that was about 3 weeks ago.
I don't know if this is true or not, but that she told me that she had fallen down a cliff and broken her leg severely, and that she had surgery and was now in a wheelchair.
Well, the next day on Artists of New Mexico's website, Cordova saw the post stating, "We regret to announce the Artists of New Mexico Balloon Fiesta 10 is canceled for 2013. Cordova thinks Dorn is at her home in Hawaii and has no idea why Dorn is not returning messages. And Cordova says she is working to repay vendors, but for those who paid in cash, she is not sure how she will refund the money. Balloon Fiesta has taken over the arts and crafts tent for this year. All right, 5:05. For many, Labor Day weekend is the last hurrah of summer, but it's also a very special time for some World War II veterans. And today, dozens of them are in the Duke City for for quite the special reunion. That is at the Sheraton Uptown. It's where News 13's Samantha McDonald is right now. So Sam, what's this reunion all about?
Well, Matt, as you said, dozens of veterans from all over the country have come to stay here for their 68th annual reunion. The group picks a new city every year. This time it's right here in Albuquerque. The veterans tell me the reunion is something they look forward to all year long. It's a chance to reconnect with each other, share stories, bring their families together, and honor their fallen comrades. All the veterans here are members of the 104th Infantry Division of World War II, formed in 1942 at Camp Adair in Oregon. These men fought in Belgium, the Netherlands, and Germany. The division has also been recognized as a liberating division. That means they discovered and freed prisoners from a concentration camp in Nordhausen, Germany. The men tell me they feel very proud to be a part of this division and to be able to maintain a close bond.
It does your heart good to see people that you were that close to, having been in combat with people that you come back to see. It's like family.
Matt, even though we counted 45 veterans at this year's event, they tell me that there are over 1,000 members of this division still alive. Matt, back to you.
All right, thank you, Samantha. Certainly glad to have them in Albuquerque. The group didn't forget their fallen brothers either. They were honored with a memorial service this weekend. New Mexico has hundreds of homeless veterans, unfortunately, but now one man is on the mission to provide them with a place to stay. Christopher Lane here is hoping to open up the Emmaus House through the Order of St. Patrick, a religious community. So he and some others are fundraising right now. They hope to purchase some property on 3rd Street that can house 15 veterans with a small chapel, bedrooms, a kitchen, and a library.
No one wakes up and says, I want to be homeless. And I feel we have a responsibility to the veterans and these children that are impacted by this homelessness.
Elaine says he hopes to close on the property by November and open the Emmaus House early next year. Certainly wish him the best of luck with that project.